بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، وبه نستعين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين، أبنائنا الطلاب، بناتنا الطالبات الممتحنين الشهادة السودانية. حقيقة أنا يعني سعيد جدا أنه أقدم هذه الحلقة، وهي عبارة عن مراجعة عامة للطالب والطالبة الممتحنين الشهادة السودانية إن شاء الله في مادة اللغة الإنجليزية. فبنستعرض أول شيء الأسئلة، لأنه بعض الطلاب حقيقة يعني بيكون عندهم خوف، أنا بسميه يعني هي طبعا في الإنجليزي بيسموها اللي هو فيها خوف، لكن actually حقيقة the examination الامتحان will be very easy. This is number one. الامتحان حيكون سهل جدا، والزمن بتاع الورقة طبعا 3 ساعات، ما يخفى عليكم هذه المعلومة. وحقيقة أنا دايما أوصي الطالب أنه الزمن المقرر 3 ساعات كلها الطالب يقضيها داخل الغرفة بتاعت الامتحان، ما يستعجل، مش يقول له مضى نصف الزمن. ليه؟ لأنه في أسئلة كثيرة جدا مرات يا جماعة بتحتاج لتركيز. فنرجو من أبنائنا طلاب وبناتنا الطالبات أنه ينتبهوا لهذه المسألة. الزمن طبعا 3 ساعات، نستعرض الأشياء الموجودة في الورقة إن شاء الله ونعمل لها مراجعة عامة. الدرجة طبعا 100 ما معروف. السؤال الجزء الأول من الامتحان جزء كمبلسري إجباري، 75 درجة، 75 ماركس زي ما عارفين. وحقيقة حنتناول كل الايتمز، الاشياء الموجودة بالنسبة ل مادة اللغة الإنجليزية عشان الطالب يقدر يركز في الاشياء المطلوبة. اول حاجة المفروض يكون عندك ورقة وقلم عشان تقدر تتابع الاشياء اللي انا بقولها، لو في ذا تكتب معلومة ولا حاجة تقدر تستطيع ان تكتبها. This is number one. number two، الزمن قلنا 3 ساعات. في الجزء الاول نكرر كلام ثاني 75 درجه، ده ما يسمى بالكمبلسري، الجزء الاجباري 75 درجه. هنشوف ال 75 درجه توزيعها كالاتي. اول حاجه عندنا كومبوزيشن 15 ماركس، 15 درجه، وبيطالب انه تكتب كومبوزيشن في حدود مينيمم كحد ادنى 120 كلمه، ماكسيمم 180 ووردز، اقصى حاجه 180 كلمه. لكن انا دايما بنصح الطالب يكتب 120 كلمه، لانه لو كتبت ال 120 كلمه هل 15 درجه، كتبت ال 180 كلمه هل 15 درجه. الفرق ما بين 120 درجه و 180 اقصد 120 كلمه و 180 كلمه 60 ووردز، 60 كلمه، وفي 60 كلمه قد يكون في كم غلطه بتاعت سبيلنج، كم غلطه بتاعت جرامر تحسب عليك. اكتب ال 120، ركز في الكتابه ان شاء الله. حنتناول الكومبوزيشن. الكومبوزيشن بيديك الايتم، الموضوع المطلوب، بيقول لك remember that marks، الدرجات will be awarded، تمنح for correct grammar، النحو الصحيح، spelling الصح، punctuation علامة الترقيم، full stop، capital letter، question mark، comma، exclamation mark. الحاجات دي كلها مهمة جدا. tidy and neat presentation، كتابة النظيفة، الكتابة المنظمة. لما نقول كتابة نظيفة، الكتابة المنظمة، بنقصد انك انت يعني you must make sure that you write the title of your composition on the top of the page, and then you begin each paragraph اي فقرة by leaving a space of 1 inch from the left margin. دي حاجة مهمة جدا. اي باراجراف عاوز تكتب تخلي المسافة بتاعت بوصة from the left margin. يعني suppose this is our left margin، هذا هو الهامش الايسر بالنسبة لنا، و this is the right margin، هذا هو الهامش الايمن. Make sure that you are going to start your paragraph by leaving a space from 1 inch, space of 1 inch from the left margin, and then write your paragraph. You write your paragraph like this, okay? And then at the end of the paragraph, you put full stop, of course. After you write a paragraph, the paragraph, make sure that you read the paragraph، تقرأ الفقرة، to make sure that your let me say paragraph is okay، كتابتك صحيحة، there is no spelling mistake, there is no grammar mistake, you have put the punctuation mark. All these things are necessary. Then you shift، تنتقل لل second paragraph. Okay, you write the second paragraph, of course. Make sure that your handwriting is clear, make sure that your handwriting is readable, yes, until you finish the writing of the composition. For example, here we are given a composition, and this composition is about television. It is found in spine 5. I must tell the students that طلاب لازم يكونوا عارفين انه الامتحان بتاعهم بيكون فيه حاجه من spine 4 سباين 5 سباين 6 ثلاثة كتب ان شاء الله حنتناول الاشياء دي في الاشياء الجايه كلها. اننا هسه الكمبوزيشن بتاعتنا حتكون عن التلفزيون. اوكي تلفزيون از ان سباين 5 ماس ميديا وسائل الاعلام. He is going to give you a beginning بداية. He's saying TV is the most important medium of communication today as it has made the wide world a small room. جعل من العالم غرفة صغيرة. Write a composition of 180 words in length يعني في حدود 120 كلمة about the advantages and disadvantages of television. محاسن مساوئ تحت التلفاز. Your composition should contain the following ideas الأفكار الآتية and you may add to them. يعني لو عاوز تضيف ضيف، لكن أنا حقيقة يعني النقاط اللي بديك لها بتكون كافية. Beginning بداية. Advantages المحاسن. Watch hear sound التلفاز تستطيع أن تشاهد وتسمع الصوت. Provide entertainment بدي ترفيه. اوكي for the lonely and elderly الناس المسنين والناس المتوحدين. Variety of programs برامج مختلفة and channels. في cultural programs برامج ثقافية. Political programs برامج سياسية. Educational programs برامج تعليمية. Breaking news هذا بالإضافة للأخبار ذات الصدى المطلوب. Viewers المشاهدين مشاهدين. Enjoy drama يستطيعوا أن يستمتعوا بالدراما في التلفاز. Yes series مسلسلات. Sports برامج بتاعت رياضة. Films أفلام. Plays مسرحيات. Awareness برضو التلفاز بديك وعي صحي مثلا. Television can be a source of knowledge. These are the advantages. I always ask the students to read the points before they start writing. اقرا النقاط. وقلنا الموضوع ده في سباين 5 مطلوب منك انك تكتب composition عن التلفزيون. Okay. And then you come to the disadvantages المساوئ. Number 1 stealing time. معروف انه التلفاز ممكن يسرق الزمن. يعني can waste your time ضيع الوقت. Again television is expensive to buy and expensive to repair. كلف. Make you lose touch with others. خليك تفقد الاتصال ولا المعاملة مع الآخرين لأنه you will spend a lot of time sitting in front of the TV listening to news, watching let me say a program or watching let me say a drama. drama. So it is going to waste your time. You will be isolated. حتكون معزول from the others. Again, this is the last disadvantage. Television can have, let me say, bad influence تأثير سالب. Okay, on the young people الشباب. Okay, by showing بيعرضوا له the violence العنف and then the programs which might affect badly on the youth. So this is the composition. 15 marks. I always ask the students to make sure that they read the points يقروا النقاط and then they start writing the composition. After they read the introduction for example, you make the introduction استفيد من الكومبوزيشن بديك لها فائدة قصوى. استفيد من النقاط ضيف ما شئت من نقاط لموضوعك. This is number 1 item number 1 في الجزء الإجباري اللي هو 15 درجة composition. I'm going to repeat myself again. I'm saying that the students must be careful. لازم نكون حريصين to write good composition. Your composition should be, let me say, organized and connected. Organized معناها منظمة. Connected معناها مترابطة الأجزاء. That means you must use the connectives أدوات الربط. Also, besides, in addition, but, although, so, hence أدوات تحت الإضافة المطلوبة على حسب الحالة. And then you make sure that your writing is organized. كتابتك منظمة. By organized we mean you leave a space. خلي مسافة بتاعت بوصة. Yes, of 1 inch مسافة بتاعت بوصة من الهامش الأيسر. And then you write the paragraph. there is something to be remembered here. في حاجة متذكرة لازم. Make sure that your writing is confined. كتابتك محصورة between the two margins بين الهامشين. And then after you finish writing the paragraph, you read the paragraph. تقرأ الفقرة to make sure that your writing is okay. It is free from the grammar and the spelling mistakes. And then you shift تنتقل to the second paragraph. You leave a space of 1 inch from the left margin, and then you write, let me say, your paragraph. So when we say organize, that means the beginnings, البدايات of your paragraphs must be below each other, تحت بعضها البعض. أشياء مهمة جدا وبتاخد على درجات. Make sure that your writing كتابتك is readable مقروءة. This is number 1. It is free from the grammar, خالية من الأخطاء, the grammar and the spelling mistakes, so that you can get good marks. This is 15 marks. I tell you that you can write about 120 words. Not necessarily ما بالضرورة to write 180 words. Because if you write 120, as I have just mentioned, it is going to be 15 marks. If you write 180, it's going to be again 15 marks. If you write something like 120, it's quite enough. كفاية جدا. Why? Because if you increase your writing, you may make some mistakes. Make sure that your writing is sound. كتابتك متقنة. Okay, this is the composition, number 1, 15 marks. And then the second item, النقطة الثانية, and this is what we call comprehension. الكومبريهنشن اللي هو القراءة الصامتة 30 marks. 30 marks 30 درجة. وحقيقة طالبان خلي باله عندنا موضوعات في الكتب الثلاثة spine 4 spine 5 spine 6. You must make sure that you go over لازم تمر you go over these 3 books, the most important points, النقاط المهمة في الكتب الثلاثة. In case of the comprehension, في حالة الكomprehension, you have 15 questions. 15 سؤال. Each question is going to have, let me say, 2 marks. Of course, 2 times 15 is going to be 30 درجة. And the questions, الأسئلة, are of 3 types, 3 أنواع. The first type of question, 5 questions, short answers, إجابات قصيرة. Okay. For example, here we have a passage. This passage is from spine 6. It is about, you can write the page. Of course, you can go back to the passage. You can go back to the book. It is page 36. It is about Tito and Tana. Yes, Tito and Tana. I always advise the students to read the comprehension passage carefully. Yes. And then you come to answer the first type of questions. النوع الأول من الأسئلة اللي هي 5 أسئلة عبارة عن short answers. We will try to read this passage together now, inshallah. And then the second type of question, multiple choice questions. ضع دائرة حول الإجابة الصحيحة. I always ask the students to be careful, يكونوا حريصين when they come to answer such kind of questions. اختار الإجابة الصحيحة. Some of the students, you see, they answer these questions, let me say, recklessly, بإهمال شديد, or carelessly. You must be careful when you come to choose the best answer. Of course, you have 4 alternatives, 4 خيارات. Yes. You have, for example, the first choice A and then B, C, D. Make sure that you are going to choose the best answer and then you put your circle around the letter of the best answer. Make sure that you write, let me say, you choose the best answer by putting a circle around the letter of the best answer. Some of the students, بعض الطلاب يكون شاك في إجابتين، خد دائرتين في حرفين مختلفين. يقول بعد ما نيجي نراجع تاني بعدين حنلغي واحدة منهم. لا. Make sure that you are going to what? To choose only one. Because if you forget this, لو نسيت الدائرتين ديل وبقت واحدة منهم صح بعدين المصحح في حل من انه يديك إجابة صح عليها. فلازم تلغي إجابتك في واحدة منهم، تركز على واحدة منهم وتركز تطلع الإجابة الصحيحة. بعض الطلاب الواحد فيهم يجي يجاوب على السؤال ده لما يجي يلغي الإجابة يقوم بيلغيها بالصورة دي كده. نعمل حاجة كده يعتبر انه دي ملغية. لكن مع التطبيق بتاع الورق الشكل الظاهر ده ربما شنو يتمسح الدائرتين حيكون زي بعض. برضه المصحح في حل من انه يديك الإجابة او يديك الدرجة في الحالة دي. عاوز تلغي الإجابة you must cross through، تلغيها كده. This is the second type of question. النوع الثاني من الأسئلة اللي هي 7. Yes, 5 questions عبارة عن short answers. 7 questions عبارة عن multiple choice questions. And then you have what we call true and false. ديك 3 أسئلة true and false. Ask you to decide تقرر whether the statements الإجابات اللي مديك لها أو الجمل اللي مديك لها true or false. Of course, if the answer is true, you are going to write true. If it is false, you are going to write false. This is very simple. These are 15 questions. Now we have the passage which is about Tito and Tana. This is in spine, let me say, spine 6, of course, page 36. Of course, the passage reads like this. It is a tradition in some societies that if a man wants to get married, the girl's father can ask for a large dowry for her. Of course, you remember this passage. Tito and Tana lived in such a society, عاش في مثل هذا النوع من المجتمع, loved and wanted to marry each other. And then Tito was a farm worker who loved Tana, but Tana's father asked for 2 years wages as a dowry. Yes, if you do not have the money after 2 years, I promise that Tana will be married to someone else. Yes, this is said by Tana's father to Tito. Tito worked hard and gave the money he saved to his brother Lindo because he trusted him to keep it safe for him. كان بيثق فيه وداه قروش عايز يحفظها له. The years passed, سنوات مرت, and Tito had almost enough money to marry the girl. تقريبا أوشك على يجمع القروش الكافية لتتميمة المهر. However, لكن Lindo's child became very ill. He took his child to the doctor who asked for too much money. طلب قروش كثيرة جدا الدكتور. Feeling worried, أحس بقلق من ناحية صحة ولده. Lindo took his brother's money and let me say cured the sick child. عالج ولده. Realizing the fact, Tito felt sad. أحس بحزن when he realized that his money was gone. Went to Tana's father, مشى لأبو تانا, and asked, yes, and told him وراه that the money was used to save the child's life. دفعت لإنقاذ حياة أخوه Lindo. The father got angry زعل طبعا and told Tito, yes, you have not kept your promise, but I will keep mine. Tana knew from Tito about her father's decision, عرفت قرار أبوها, and she escaped from her father's house secretly in the dark to Tito's relatives in a far village. When Zelja, and this is Tana's mother, discovered that, اكتشفت أن بنتها ran away from the house, she wept, بكت بكاء مرا, became sick and died after all of broken heart because she liked Tana more than all her daughters. This is a passage, I repeat myself, I tell you that this passage is found in page 36, spine 6. You have to go back to this passage because it is very important. And then we have, let me say, 5 questions, 5 أسئلة عبارة عن short answers, and then 7 questions عبارة عن multiple choice questions, ضع دائرة حول الإجابة الصحيحة. And then we have the last type of question, and this is what we call true and false. You have, let me say, 3 statements, 3 جمل. You have to write true or false against each of these 3 statements. And then we go, this is going to be what? 30 plus 15 is going to be 45. 45 درجة. And then we have the summary. This is the summary, you see. I always ask the students to read the summary question, the passage carefully before they begin answering the question. قبل البدء في الإجابة, read the summary passage carefully. And of course, the passage of the summary is either from spine 4, spine 5, or spine 6. This passage is from spine 5. Yeah, I think you remember this when we read it. Yeah, of course you have your pen, and then you have your paper, so that you can write important thing. This is at the beginning of spine 5. بداية spine 5. Family income generating activities, yes, are becoming very popular. شائعة nowadays في الوقت الراهن. Yes, so the productive family program, برامج الأسر المنتجة, offers, of course, give, يعطي, gives courses, كورسات, to people with low incomes, الناس ذوي الدخل البسيط, to learn, لكي يتعلموا, certain job skills, مهارات, yes, مهارات عملية, مهارات تتعلق بالأعمال, skills, مهارات. Gives loans, قروض, yes, to families, بالنسبة للأسر, to start, لكي يبدأوا their own businesses, أعمالهم التجارية الخاصة. It also أيضا yes employs يوظف social workers باحث اجتماعي to solve لكي تحل the different problems مشاكل المختلفة which families might face معناه يواجه. الحتة دي مهمة جدا. You read the passage. Let me say again. اقرأ القطعة جيدا. Yes, we are going to read it for the second time. This is from spine 5. Yes, at the beginning of spine 5, the first passage هو القطعة في spine 5. It is connected with what we call generating income. Yes, زيادة الدخل. Family income generating activities. الأنشطة التي تتعلق بزيادة دخل الأسر are becoming very popular. بقت شائعة nowadays في الوقت الراهن. So لذلك the productive family program برنامج الأسرة المنتجة offers courses تمنح كورسات to people with low incomes ذوي الدخل المحدود أو البسيط to learn لكي يتعلموا certain job skills مهارات yes تتعلق بالأعمال المختلفة. gives loans أعطي قروض to families بالنسبة للأسر to start their own business لكي يبدأوا أعمالهم الخاصة. It also employs أيضا بتوظف هذا البرنامج بيوظف social workers باحث اجتماعي yes to solve لكي يحلوا solve معناه يحل the different problems المشاكل المختلفة which families might face التي ربما يواجهها أو تواجهها الأسر المختلفة. Now we have the summary. After we read the passage we read the summary question السؤال بتاع السمري in not more than 15 words ما لا يزيد عن 15 كلمة. Summarize لخص the roles الأدوار played by the productive family program الأدوار التي يقوم بها برنامج الأسرة المنتجة. After you read the passage and then you read the summary question you go back to the passage to identify لكي تحدد the main points النقاط الأساسية التي تجيب على السؤال. Here I am sure you can do this. I'm going to help you. Yes, what is the first main point? Yeah, I'm sure you can tell it. Yes, the first main point, yeah, the productive family program offer courses to people with low income. Offer courses, yes, كورسات, yes, to learn certain job skills. Courses for learning certain job skills. Courses, yes, for certain job skills. This is the point number one. We are going to identify the points and then you will go and write the summary by yourself. Then, yes, it's going to what? Yeah. Number two, it's going to give loans. In Arabic, you say قروض for these families. Yes? And then I'm sure you can tell the last point. Yeah, we are remaining with only one point. Yeah, it is this one. Yeah. Employees, يوظف social workers to solve problems, for solving problems. This is the last point. Of course, you are going to join these 3 points together. هذه النقاط الثلاثة مع بعض. This is found in spine 5, page 1. Yeah, the title of the passage is Income Generating Activities. You join the points together so that your summary can be, let me say, a connected paragraph. I just tell you that you make sure that your summary is free, خالية, free from the grammar and the spelling mistakes, أخطاء النحوية الإملائية. Yes, don't bring ما تحضر, ما تجلب any information, أي معلومة from outside the passage. Just stick, ركز على the points which are found in the passage. Any information, أي معلومة from outside the passage is not acceptable, غير مقبولة. Just stick, ركز على the main points, I'm going to repeat myself, that are found in the passage. Just concentrate, ركز على the main points. Forget about the details, التفاصيل. For example, here we have giving courses for learning job skills. This is number 1. And then number 2, giving loans, قروض. And then number 3, employing social workers for solving different problems. You join them together. I'm sure you can do this by yourself so that you can have, let me say, a connected paragraph. فقرة مترابطة. Here, I always tell the students that don't worry about the number of the words. You are allowed, مسموح لك, to increase your summary by maximum 3 words. If you write 15, it's okay. 16 is okay. Yes, 17 is okay. Up to let me say 18 words, it's okay. This is what we call the summary, 8 marks, 8 درجات. This is going to be, let me say, 53 درجة, because the composition is 15, yes, and then the comprehension 30 is going to be 45. Plus 8 marks from the summary is going to be 53, 53 درجة. Yes, we are remaining with 22 درجة, and this is what we call the language, اللغة, the language, you see. The language is going to be 22 marks. We are going to, let me say, to see the items and the that we have in what we call, let me say, the language. The language, yes, it is going to be what? 22 marks. Yes, 22 marks. I hope you have got your pen and then your paper, and then you will do whatever you want to do with the points that I write on the board. Yeah, we have the first, yes, we have the first item, and this is what we call the what we call the tenses. The tenses, that means they give you, let me say, the question and the verb between two brackets, أفعال الأغواص, and they ask you to put the verb, تضع الفعل, in its correct form, في التركيب الصح. Yes, for example, say, it is important, they give you a question like this, it is important. Yeah, here we have learn, and here we have the dots. Yes, foreign languages. Dear students, with this we come for a break. فاصل ثم نواصل إن شاء الله بعد الفاصل.
سر بنا نحو العلا والمجد إنا أمة العلم وسل إن شئت عنا. سر بنا نحو العلا والمجد إنا أمة العلم وسل إن شئت عنا. علقت أحلامنا نجم الثريا هيا قم ولندرك العلي سويا. علقت أحلامنا نجم الثريا هيا قم ولندرك العلي سويا. همة تعد ولا يعد عليها كيف لا والمجد يا مجد إليها. همة تعد ولا يعد عليها كيف لا والمجد يا مجد إليها. هيا بالعزم نعيد اليوم مجدا إن أردنا للهوى والجهل حدا. هيا بالعزم نعيد اليوم مجدا إن أردنا للهوى والجهل حدا. إن أردنا للهوى والجهل حدا. سر بنا نحو العلا والمجد إنا أمة العلم
حقيقة قبل الفاصل كنا في الايتمز التي تتعلق بالسؤال بتاع اللانجوج، وقلنا السؤال بتاع اللانجوج 22 درجه عشان تكمل لنا 75 درجه الاجباريه. واول ايتم فيه حقيقه ما يعرف بالافعال الموجوده بين اغواص، وحقيقه نركز على حاجات معينه فيها. For example, we have this. It is important learn foreign language. Here, the students usually عادة they have what we call indicator, مؤشر. This indicator as a مؤشر is going to tell you the answer. Here we have, you remember, this is important. Important is an adjective. And we have the verb learn between two brackets. Here you must remember that there is an adjective, صفة, and there is a verb. In this case, we are going to have infinitive with to. فعل مسبوق بالpreposition to. So here the answer is going to be, I'm sure I can tell it. Yeah, it's going to be what? Yes, it's going to be to learn. So the answer reads, it is important to learn foreign languages. Again, I will give you some of the most important things. They can give you an example like this. If I, and then we have be, I would read my lessons hard. Of course here, yes, there is something which can tell you the type of this if. Yeah, I'm sure I can tell it. Yes, what is it? Yes, here we have would tense. Would plus verb infinitive is going to be what? I'm sure I can tell the answer. Yes, it's going to be if two. If it is if two and here we have be, it is going to be in the past. In this case, we are going to use were instead of was. We say if I were you because we want to do what? We want to emphasize the impossibility. نأكد الاستحالة. Yes? Suppose you have this example also. The students must be careful about this. Yesterday, yesterday. Yes. Ali, we have the verb let. Me, here we have the verb drive. Yes. His new car. Of course, here we have let, the rule of let and make. Spine 6. We have talked about the spine 6, page 147. Here we have let, followed by the object me. Here we are going to have what? I'm sure you can tell the answer. Yeah, we are going to have bare infinity is going to be drive. So we say this are the most important examples for the verb which are written between two brackets. 7 marks, 7 درجات. And then we have the next item, and this is what we call the prefix. The prefix, 5 marks. Yes, 5 درجات. They give you the prefix. You know the prefix. We talked about this. We said that the prefix is a group of letters, مجموعة الحروف, which we add to the beginning of the word. You have to be very careful. 5 marks. Make sure that you add the prefix to the word, and then you put the word with the prefix in the space which is given. 5 marks. This is going to be 12. هتكون 12. Yes, we are still remaining with 10 marks. Then we have the suffixes. Suffixes, group of letters that we have. Yes, we add to the end of the word. We have 5 suffixes, 5, let me say, words. Yeah, in this case, the students must be very careful. You add the suffix, and when you come to add the suffix, sometimes you may make some change. بعد التغييرات. For example, I have fame, and I want to add the suffix, let me say, OUS. In this case, I must drop the E before I add the suffix. It's going to be famous, of course. You add the suffix, and then you put the word in the space which is given. You see? Let me give you another example. We have, let me say, able. You see, able. This is the word, the adjective, qadir. I have to add the suffix ity. I'm very sorry. Ity. I want to make it a noun. Yes? Yes, ity. It's going to be what? Yeah, it's going to be ability. Ability in this case, it's going to be like this: ABILITY, and then we drop the E. You have to be very careful when you come to answer the question of the suffix. This is going to be what is going to be 17 marks. 17 درجة. We are remaining with 5 marks. This is going to be what we call gap filling, أماكن الشاغرة. Gap filling, 5 marks. They give you a list of 5 words. قائمة ب5 كلمات. And then there is a passage, قطعة. And this passage is either from spine 5, spine 4, or spine 6. Yes? And then they ask you to fill in the gaps. تملأ الأماكن الشاغرة from the list of the words which are given. القائمة بتاع الكلمات التي أعطيت لك. Make sure that you read the list of the words first. أقرأ القائمة بتاع الكلمات. And then you read the passage. أقرأ القطعة. Yes? Before you begin answering. So that you can have a general idea about the passage. And then you identify, تحدد the words, الكلمات, which are suitable for each, let me say, gap. And you fill in the gap. تملأ الأماكن الشاغرة one by one. After you finish filling the gaps, you read the passage. تقرأ القطعة بأكملها, so that you can have, let me say, so that you can have the correct answer. Here we have, let me say, a gap filling example. We have the word different as mixed in town, of course. Here the passage is again from spine 5. Mubarak lives dash Mubadda, which is a new growing dash. It has a dash community because its people are from dash parts of the Sudan, dash well as foreigners. Of course, here you will say Mubarak lives, yes? Yes, you will say Mubadda, which is a new, yes, growing. I'm sure you can put the, town. It has, yes, we have mixed. We have a mixed, it has a mixed community, مجتمع مختلط, because its people are from, I'm sure you can put the word here, yes, from different parts of the Sudan, as well as foreigners. Dear students, these are the items of the question number 4, which is connected with the language, 22 درجة. And then we have the optional part, الجزء, what we call اختياري, 25 marks, yes, عندنا 25 درجة. This is from what? From what we call letter writing, كتابة الرسالة. It's going to be, let me say, 10 marks. And then you have what we call similar meaning. نعرف كيف المعاني المشابهة. المعاني المشابهة. Similar meaning. Sentence A is complete. Sentence B is incomplete. Let me give you an example so that you will be clear about that. See? This is sentence A. Sentence A, yes, says, yes, Ali met us at the zoo last week. This is sentence A, okay? And then there is a word in the passage, in the margin في الهامش. We have, let me say, bye. Yeah. Sentence B is going to be incomplete, غير مكتملة. It's going to be, we, dots, yes, at the zoo, yes, last week. Of course, sentence A is complete, كاملة, yes. It says, Ali met us at the zoo last week. Here we have sentence B. Sentence B is incomplete, غير مكتملة. There is a word in the margin. Yes, you have to complete عليك أن تكمل sentence B using the word in the margin so that sentence A and sentence B can have, let me say, similar meaning. Here, you remember? Yeah, this is what? I'm sure you remember that. Yeah, this is passive voice. And the tense that we have is past simple tense. Yeah, here we have we, it's going to be where, and then the past participle of the verb met by, here we have by, Ali at the zoo last week. This is just an example. And then you have the item of the proposition, 5 درجات. Yes, the letter, how many marks? The letter 10 marks. And then the similar meaning, 5 marks. This is going to be 15 marks. And then you have the proposition, حروف الجر. For example, they give you propositions from, of, with, on, for. And then there are 5 sentences, 5 جمل with 5 gaps, ب5 أماكن شاغرة. You answer the question of the proposition. Very simple. And then you have another summary. Yes, 5 marks. And this is going to be, of course, 15 marks. Yes, 10 marks for the letter, 10 درجات للرسالة. Of course, you will be asked to write either a formal letter, خطاب رسمي, or informal letter, خطاب غير رسمي. 10 marks. And then you have the similar meaning, معاني مشابهة. And then you have the proposition. This is going to be what? It's going to be 20 marks. Yeah, 10 marks for the letter. I'm going to repeat myself again. And then 5 marks for the similar meaning, معاني مشابهة. And then 5 marks for the proposition, حروف الجر. And then 5 marks for the summary. Dear students, then we come to the next option, الخيار الثاني. And this is what we call the literature. Yes, the literature. You have, of course, the 2 books. I'm sure your teachers, الأساتذة بتاعنا جزاهم الله عنا كله خير, did their best to teach you whatever you want to teach. I just want to remind you, أذكرك فقط, we have supplementary readers. We have 2 books, of course. It's going to be 25 marks, 25 درجة. Yeah, the first book, of course, Things Fall Apart. Yes, and this is going to be 13 marks, 13 درجة. 13 marks on 3 types of questions, 3 أنواع من الأسئلة. Short answers, إجابات قصيرة. Yes, they give you 3 short answers. And then 5 questions, multiple choice questions. ضع دائرة حول الإجابة الصحيحة. And then the last type of question, this is what we call, yes, a table, جدول. Yeah, we have a table. You are going to match اللي هو ضع القائمة ألف مع القائمة باء. Okay? And then we have the second book, which is called Treasure Island. This is going to be, of course, 12 marks, 12 درجة. Again, the questions, الأسئلة عبارة عن 3 types, 3 أنواع من الأسئلة. The first type, short answers, إجابات قصيرة. And then 5 questions, 5 أسئلة عبارة عن multiple choice questions. And then you are remaining with 4 questions, 4 أسئلة عشان تعمل 12. It's going to be true and false. Now we are going to answer, of course, the questions of the literature. We have the book Things Fall Apart. The first thing, أول حاجة, the students must know the writer of the book. Who is the writer of the book Things Fall Apart? They'll ask you a question like this. You must tell the writer of the book is Kino Akibi. They will ask you about his nationality, جنسيته. Of course, he's a Nigerian. And then they will ask you about the person who retold the book. Yes, and this is called John Davy, of course. And then here we have questions. Who was the head of the Kirk in Mabanta? Of course, you can answer this. I'm sure you can tell the answer. Yes, the head of the Kirk in Mabanta was called Mr. Kiaja. Mr. Kiaja, of course. And then the second question. How old was Ikmufona when he came to Umofia? Yes? How old? I'm sure you can tell the answer. How old was Ikmufona when he came to Umofia? Of course, he was 15 years old. He was 2 years old, 2 years older than Noe, the son of Okonko. And then the last question here, what was Noe's Christian name? Ismu, his Christian name. Yeah, of course, he's called Isaac. Capital I-S-A-A-C, Isaac. Draw a circle around the letter of the best answer. No one in Mabanta wanted to kill a convert. Why? We have 4 answers. Number A, the converts were unimportant. Number B, they were mad. Number C, the converts belonged to the clan. Number D, both A and C are correct. Of course, here you can tell the answer. Yes, both A and C are correct. That means the converts were unimportant. And number 2, the converts belonged to the clan. ملك أو جزء لا يتجزأ من العشيرة. Clan, عشيرة. Okonko became famous because he, I'm going to give you 4 alternatives, 4 خيارات, had many wives, defeated the best wrestler, هزم أحسن مصارع, was ashamed of his father, yes, used his hands to hit people. Of course, you can tell the answer. Yes, he became famous because he defeated the best wrestler, أحسن مصارع in Umofia, وat that time he was only 18 years old. عمره لا يتجاوز 18 عاما. Kilo, yes, 4 answers. Was the priestess of the god Akbala, used to prophesy, took Izinama away, all of the above. I'm sure you can tell the answer. Yes, all of the above. That means she was the priestess of the god Akbala, used to prophesy, tatanabba. Number C, took Izinama away, of course, to the cave of the god Akbala. Number 4, when Oberika came to visit Okonko in Mabanta, he became a convert, brought some yams to Okonko, told them about his daughter's wedding, told them about the massacre of Abami, massacre مذبحة جريمة بتاعت القتل التي تمت لمذبحة. Okay, the people of course, yeah, the answer is number D. He told them about the massacre of Abami. Yes, if you want me to give you the spelling of massacre, M-A double S-A-C-R-E, massacre. Yes, المذبحة التي تمت في أبامي. Yes, massacre. Yeah, we pronounce it like this, massacre, مذبحة. And then we have number 5. Yes, in the multiple choice questions, we have the last one. The commissioner, yes, the commissioner, المعتمد, commissioner of the district of Umofia, fine, يغرم, fine, يغرم, F-I-N-E, يغرم. It's going to be verb, فعل, and at the same time it can be a noun, غرامة, to fine somebody, يعني to take money from somebody as punishment, يغرم. It's going to be to pay the fine. Yes, yes. The question says the commissioner fined the 6 leaders because they, yes, غرم الستة غادة بتاع Umofia because they were also, this is number A. Number B, kill the messenger. Number C, burn the kirk. Number D, did not worship the new god. Yeah, the answer is very clear, of course, here. Yeah, because they burned the kirk. قاموا بحرق الكنيسة. Now we have the table. Of course, I will try to read, yes, the items slowly so that you can get the answer. Yes, we have Ugubufi, and then we have Albino. This is in column A. Jesus Christ, the Holy Snake, also, and then we have Izinama. Yes, I'm sure I will try to give the what answer. Here, number A, yes, son of God, follow different God, the dead woman's husband, زوج المرأة التي قد قتلت, had good ideas about life. A person with different color came from the god of water. Of course, here you can tell the answer. Yeah, for example, Ugubufi. Yes, this is the dead woman's husband. زوج المرأة التي قد قتلت by the people of Mabino. Albino, شو كتير the answer? Yes, a person with a different color. The holy snake. Yes, the holy snake. You remember the holy snake? Yes, the holy snake came from the god of water. It is called our father, of course. Also, yeah, also, yes, I'm sure that. Yes, also is the person who has different god. And then the last one is Zinama, and this is what we call she had good ideas about life. And أفكار جيدة عن الحياة. And this is what is said by her father. Her father said that I wish. Her father, of course, is Okonko. Yes, this is Okonko's daughter from Ikwivi, his second wife. Yes, you remember said that I wish Zinama were a boy. أتمنى أن تكون ولد. Why? Because she had good ideas about life. This is about the first book, Things Fall Apart. Now, we go to the second book, which is Treasure Island. Of course, you must know that the writer of this book, Katib, his name is Robert Louis Stevenson. He's a Scotlandy. He was born in Edinburgh, the capital of Scotland, and that was in November 1850, of course. If they ask you who told the story, I'm sure you can tell the answer. Yeah, Stephen Colburn. We have the questions, the first three questions, short answers. What was the name of the inn where Trelawney stayed in Bristol? You remember? Yeah, it is called the Old Anchor Inn. The Old Anchor Inn. What was James' job on the ship? What was his job? Yes, I'm sure you can remember. Yes, he was a cabin boy. They may ask you, how old was Jim when the story started? Of course, he was 12 years old. And then, the next question. How many people were on the ship when they sailed to the island? عددهم كان كم? Yeah, 26. 26 people. And then, draw a circle around the letter of the best answer. The cutlass is a type of sword, machete, knives, shovels. This is what we call correct. Yes, I'm sure you can tell the answer. Yes, it's going to be a type of sword. نوع من أنواع السيوف. Jim found the key of the box. The box, you remember, Captain Bill came, yes, to the Admiral Bimbo with a sea chest. Yes, صندوق بحري. السؤال. Jim found the key of the box. The first answer. Inside the chest. داخل الصندوق. On a chair round Bill's neck. Inside Bill's pockets. On the floor. I'm sure you can tell the answer. Yes, it is on a cane في سلسل round Bill's neck حول عنقه. Number 3. Bengam dreamt of كان بيحلم بيه. Number A. Making him rich. Going back home. Killing silver. Eating keys. I'm sure you can tell that. Yes, he dreamt of eating keys. Of course, he was marooned for 3 years. Yes, لمدة 3 سنوات. He lived on كان بيتغذى على the fish and then the fruits. He dreamt of eating keys. If they ask you why did they maroon, why did Flint's maroon, let me say, Bengal? Because he lied to them. He told them that he knew where the treasure had been buried, but they discovered that he was a liar. They got angry with him, and then they left him alone in the island for 3 years. Of course, they will ask you about, yes, the year in which the story started. زمن بداية القصة. Yes, you can say it was, I'm sure you can tell the answer. Yeah, it was in 1756. Yes, or you can say in the middle of the 18th century, في منتصف القرن الثامن عشر. Number 4. When Silver came to the stockade carrying a flag of truce, علم الهدنة, he wanted to kill Jim's friends. This is number A. Number B. Came in search of water. sought the treasure map. بحثا عن خريطة الكنز. Summoned Livesey to cure pirates. طلب من Livesey أنه يعالج الغراصنة. What is the answer? Yes, I'm sure you can tell the answer. He sought, yes, he was seeking for the treasure map. كان يبحث عن خريطة الكنز. Of course, they did not give him the treasure map at that time. But later on فيما بعد, you remember, Dr. Livesey gave him the map because Dr. Livesey discovered that اكتشف, yes, Bengan had found the treasure, had already found the treasure, and then he took the treasure to the north side of the island. He put the treasure in a cave, في كهف, in the north side, في الجانب الشمالي من الجزيرة. So the map was of useless, ما كانت ذات فائدة or قيمة. That's why he gave him the what? The map. And then the last question concerning the multiple choice questions, how many boats were used by the people in the story? كم عدد المراكب أو الزوارق أو القوارب التي قد استخدمت في القصة. Yes, one boat, two boats, three boats, and then we have four boats. Of course, you remember that. Yes, there are four boats because they already have three boats in the what? In the ship, اللي هو Hispaniola. And then there is only one boat, and this is what we call Bengan's boat. Of course, Bengan boat was used by Jim Hawkins for going to the Hispaniola so that he would cut the anchor rope. They will tell you what was the plan of Jim. خطة جيم كانت شنو؟ خطته كانت شنو؟ Yes, Jim had a plan. His plan was to cut the anchor rope. They will say to you, how did he cut the anchor rope? He cut the anchor rope by using a knife, استخدام سكين. They will say to you, how did he go to the Hispaniola? Of course, he used Bengan's boat. They will say to you, when Jim came back to the Stockit, الكوخ, what did he discover? ماذا اكتشف? He discovered that they were pirates, the pirates, yes, led by Silver in the Stockit. Of course, they caught him and he became their prisoner, بقى الأسير بتاعهم. And then they will ask you, how did Silver stop Jim from running away? Yes, yeah, by putting a rope around his neck, خدته اللي هو حبل على عنقه, and then he pulled him like a dog. Yes. And then the last part of the question, the last part of the questions, الجزء الأخير من الأسئلة, this is what we call, true and false. Decide whether the following sentences, الجمل الآتية, or the following statements are true or false. Number one, Silver shot Tom dead. You remember? Silver shot Tom dead. Of course, Silver killed Tom, yes, but he did not shoot him. He killed him by what? Yes, by stabbing. So here we say this answer is false. False, because he did not shoot him. قتله صحيح. He killed him, but not by shooting, by stabbing. Okay? And then we have the next one. Bengan was a marooned pirate. This is true, of course. Marooned. Yes, we said that he was marooned. He was left in the island for 3 years. Why? Or who marooned him? He was marooned by Flynn's men. Why did they maroon him? Because he lied to them, as I have just mentioned. Yes, he told them that he knew where Captain Flint had buried the treasure, and then they came to the island. When they came to the island, they discovered that he was a liar. كذب لهم. They got angry with him. They left him alone on the island. They will ask you, how many men did Flint take with him for burying his treasure? كم رجل. He took 6 men with him for burying the treasure, and then he killed them after he had buried the treasure. They will ask you, whose treasure? It is Flint's treasure. How much was Flint's treasure? Yes, I always ask the students to be careful about this. It is going to be 700,000. They will ask you about the currency, العملات, which are found. Yes, four currencies. We have the Spanish pieces of 8, and then we have the English coins, and then there is what we call the French currency, and then the Portuguese, العملة برتغالية. Yes, they will ask you, where did they find the treasure? Yes, Dr. Lewis and his friends, where did they found, of course, the treasure in the northern side of the island in a cave, and it was hidden there by Bengan, as I have just mentioned. And then they will say to you, Jim's mother can be described as honest, أمينة. We can say, yes, Jim's mother, was honest, كانت أمينة. Yes, she was honest. Why? Because she took only the money that she owed to Captain Bill after his death, بعد ما مات. And then here we have the last one. Jim took blind Bew to Captain Bill because Bew threatened him. Yes, it is true. You remember? Blind Bew came to the inn, and then he threatened Jim, to take him to to Captain Bill. Of course, he took him to Captain Bill, and then you remember he put the black spot بقعة سوداء in the captain's hand, left hand, with the help of Jim, because he threatened him. They will ask you, how did blind Bill die? Mat kif. Of course, the horses ran over him. Whose horses? حصين منه اللي هو the customs men. Dear students, I want to conclude by saying that I always ask the students to be careful about the time. اهتم بالزمن. 3 hours, 3 ساعات. That means you must spend all the 3 hours inside the examination room, داخل الغرفة بتاعت الامتحان. Don't come out until you finish answering all the questions. كل الأسئلة. Yes, I want you to be inside the examination room until the time finishes. لحد نهاية الزمن. You complete the 3 hours. We said that we have 2 parts. جزئين. الجزء الأول إجباري 75 mark 75 درجة. We have the composition. Yes, we have the composition 15 marks, and then the comprehension 30 marks. We have the summary. This is going to be, let me say, 8 marks. Going to be 53, and then we have the language 22, and we talk about the items النقاط التي تعطى في السؤال بتاع language, and then you have what we call the optional part, جزء اختياري. Yes, and we talk about the different items concerning the letter, and then the proposition and the similar meaning. Yes, and then the second summary, and then we conclude it ختمنا by talking about the literature. And you have the 2 books, of course. Things Fall Apart 13 marks 13 درجة, and then Treasure Island 12 marks. This is going to be 15 marks. Dear students, أعزائي الطلاب, I always ask you to be careful. كن حريص أنك تكسب الوقت. Don't come out of the class. Don't come out of the examination room until you finish all the answers. Thank you very much, وأتمنى لكم التوفيق والسداد. وحقيقة لا يفوتنا أن أشكر شكر جزيل أسرة قناة تفوق لتقديم هذا العمل، وبالنجاح والتوفيق. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.
أين أنت أيها